with 3 minutes until airtime on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Mark, 3 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Your next time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues related to this live show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 573-893-7477. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studio producers, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime for today's live show broadcast on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Stations, we are coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, Mark. 1 minute, stations. 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime, on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds. Have fun.
The following is a presentation of the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Powered by Learfield, this is Hail Southern Live on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Go to the pistol formation for the plus 47. There goes Jalen White again, up the numbers, 25, 20. Watch the young bull go again. Wings up, Eagle Nation. Touchdown, Georgia Southern.
Hail Southern Live is presented by Morris Bank. Bleed Blue, Bank Blue. Morris Bank member FDIC. Also brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. Macon Occupational Medicine. The health of your business may depend on us. And by the Savannah Airport Commission with the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now let's return live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's your host, the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Eagle Nation, it is great to see you again back here once again at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro for our second edition of Hail Southern Live.
presented by Morris Bank on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. It is always great to be at Wild Wing, but man, it feels even better to be off a season-opening victory against Morgan State, 59-7 over the Bears out of the MEAC Conference. Georgia Southern goes out to Nebraska this week with a 1-0 record, looking for its second ever win against a Power 5 school. We'll talk about that plenty more a little bit later on with head coach Clay Helton and quarterback Kyle Vantrease, who had himself an evening with 367 pass yards and a school record tying 4 touchdowns. Any questions tonight or any comments, you can submit those on Facebook Live. You can also send us a tweet at GS Sports Network. Another team that's been rolling a little bit, Georgia Southern Volleyball, a 5-1 record, 5 consecutive victories. They've got a test this weekend. They're going to Gainesville for the Sunshine Invitational, hosted by number 13, Florida. At this time, give it up for head coach Chad Willis.
Thanks, Danny.
What's going on, man?
Happy to be here.
Not only is it a 5-match win streak, it's still a 5-match win streak. 15 consecutive sets ever since that season opening loss to Stetson. That's something.
Yeah, I think we talk a lot about reaction versus response. I think coming out in that home opener, we got smacked around a little bit and got in that locker room. And I think when we talk about culture and having a bunch of veteran leadership on your squad, it's how you respond in those situations. And so coming out of that Stetson match, we've been on a little bit of a hot streak, a little bit of a roll, and I'm just really proud of our team, the way they've handled it, the way they've carried themselves day in and day out, just focused on getting in the gym, getting better one day at a time, winning the day, and feels good.
You just finished up a 3-match sweep at the Tussle and the Triad up in Greensboro last weekend, taking down South Carolina State, UNC Asheville, UNCG, 9 sets up, 9 sets down, 2 players won all tournament. Ashlyn Lovett, Paige Powers. We know what Ashlyn can do. She was Sun Belt Freshman of the Year last year, tried out for Team USA. Nice to see Paige get those laurels as well.
Yeah, no, we talk about, we've got a ton of depth on this roster this year, so we've had some opportunities to really get some different lineups and different matchups in there. And so to see somebody like Paige Powers in her sophomore year, kid out of Atlanta, Sequoia High School, to go in there and do what she did, it just, it's a good confidence booster for her. It's great for our squad to see her put up those numbers. And then piggybacking off what you said, Ashlyn Lovett's just doing Ashlyn Lovett things in her sophomore year. She's actually number 2 in the country right now in aces per set. Across all Division I college volleyball. So it's coming off a great weekend and a great year as a freshman.
We could spend a lot of time talking about Baylor Bumford as well, first team all Sun Belt last year, but your Towson transfer, 2-time all Colonial selection, getting Emily as a grad transfer. I was there when she pulled off the serve the first time against Stetson, the one that went about 10 rows up behind the basket off to our right. It's interesting to be able to pull one off like that. I thought about Catherine Murray, a former Eagle that also served that way, but she seems that she's become a fan favorite pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a heavy arm. When she hits it, it sounds different, looks different, and it certainly feels different when you're on the other side of it. So, but she adds so much more than that to our locker room. You're talking about a grad transfer who has won a couple championships in the Colonial Athletic Association. She's been to the NCAA tournament, and so to have that veteran presence, to have that leadership in a locker room, it's something that our younger kids have really looked up to, and Emily just sets a tone every single day for what it means to come in and train like a championship level team.
Coming off of Georgia Southern Volleyball's best season in a decade, from an off season off of that, what's been the contrast to those first couple of years where you were in the process of building your program?
Right, yeah, I think, we've talked about it before, Danny. Years 1 and 2, we were really just more focused about putting in culture. We wanted to establish some core values and some priorities that we wanted our student athletes to live by every single day, and knew and understood as a staff with Taylor and E that, with a couple recruiting classes in, and we were going to add talent to that culture that, we were going to start to see the fruit of that. And I think last year was just, you started to see a little bit of that, and then you carry it into the off season. I tell the story from being in Foley at the conference tournament. We were in 2020 in that COVID year. I felt like we had a group that was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
To experience it. And then last year, we played UTA in the quarterfinal. We're down 2-0. We fight our way back. Complete Gata mentality, blue collar, just getting after them. And we actually put ourselves. We have a little bit of lead in the 5th set, and end up losing that match. And we get to the locker room, and the feeling was just different. It went from being a team that was just happy to be there to a team that they had a sour taste in their mouth. There was a bitter taste in their mouth because we had unfinished business. And so you talk about coming back and using that as kind of the fuel to the fire in an off season where we just got after it. And we said, you know what, we're coming into this year. We know the transfers we're bringing in. We know the freshmen we're bringing in. We know the talent we have returning. you know, we have a championship level program. We have a championship level team, and so we just got to stay the course and understand what our priorities and our systems are, and work hard every single day to win the day and be the best versions of ourselves, and we'll put ourselves in that position.
You know, it's surely a new challenge when you look at a 14-team Sun Belt Conference. Your old friends James Madison coming into the league. I know you're very excited to match up with them in a home and home. But the complexion of this league, after what you just said, how much better do you have to be?
Yeah, I think, you know, we don't really try and focus on really comparing ourselves to, you know, any other program in the league. Clearly, we're looking at numbers, we're looking at systems of play, what they look like on film. You know, but our comparison every single day, honestly, Danny, is ourselves. You know, we know we have a great squad. We know we have a great team. So the challenge for us is, you know, how can we come in every single day, control the controllables, you know, have great attitude, have a great work ethic, treat each other with, you know, not only the right way by respecting each other, but just get after each other every single day, because we know that depth on our team is going to make us better, so that when we play a conference opponent, whether it be JMU, Coastal, South Al, Texas State, any of those top level teams, we know we have a squad that's going to be prepared, ready to compete and get after them.
I know you're Georgia Southern's resident commissioner of dad jokes, so I'm going to give you one.
Oh, here we go. All
and
right.
you can give me yours regarding the football game in Nebraska this weekend.
Okay.
You're really excited to tell me about that. This one is coming from Josh. Do you know why adopting the child of a clown is so tough? Why adopting the child of a clown is so tough?
I don't know.
Because you have to fill some really big shoes.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's
I
all,
like that.
Josh.
Well, I got one for Josh, and I got one for the rest of Eagle Nation.
Fire away.
What do you call a frightened Big Red Nation when Coach Clay Helton and Kyle Vantrease bring the Georgia Southern Eagles flying into Lincoln on Saturday? Screamed corn.
Did you just think of that when you walked in? Or?
Yeah, I had to look it up. I'm not going to lie. There's not many corn dad jokes out there, so.
As we mentioned, you're going to be on the road this weekend at Gainesville. 3 matchups, Sunshine Invitational. Number 13, Florida is first, then VCU, then Florida Gulf Coast. This program has played Florida 3 times all time, not since 2014. You're playing well. They're an SEC foe. What kind of challenge does this represent as you take your next step as a program?
Yeah, I think, you know, we've talked about it, you know, this morning when we were training, right before practice. We were affectionately calling this weekend the Gauntlet. Because we're playing 3 really quality opponents in Florida, Virginia Commonwealth, and Florida Gulf Coast. And so, you know, we're going to treat it like any other weekend. You know, the typical coach speak, and I know Coach Helton knows this, is you try and go 1-0, right, every day. Every day you try and go 1-0. So I don't care who it is across the net, whether it's the number 13th ranked team in the country, or whether it's, you know, VCU, Florida Gulf Coast, UNC Greensboro, or Sunbelt foe, is we're going to treat it like any other opponent, any other match, and we're going to try and focus on controlling our side, doing what we do, understanding our priorities, and get after them. But it'll be a great measuring stick for our team. You
know, if you want to enjoy the sights and sounds, we've got a lot of people in Eagle Nation that are right around from that area. Tracy Ham, Adrian Peterson, Terry's from Keystone Heights, and Coach Helton, of course, was born in Gainesville.
That's
His
right.
dad was a coach at Florida, so they might be able to help you the ways and routes.
Well, the last time Georgia Southern football was down in Gainesville, I think that went pretty well in 2013,
that went well.
Right?
That went very well.
Side note there, Danny, but in 2013, when Georgia Southern beat Florida in football, was also the year that Georgia Southern Volleyball won their last Southern Conference Volleyball Championship.
That's
so
right.
There you go. But
we'll get to Coach Helton here in just a couple of moments. One more question, Coach. Coming in on Twitter, this is from Lance. What changed after that first loss? Just jitters, something else?
You know, we talked about it, the Stetson match, a lot of unnecessary, unforced errors, and I think a lot of that just had to do with coming out of the gate, excitement of the start of the season, and kind of the perfect storm, a recipe of Stetson played probably the cleanest volleyball match I've seen in a long time, and we were just incredibly high air on our side. So I think when you look at the matches on Saturday against Alcorn and Upstate, and then what we were able to do this weekend, I feel like our team has really settled into our system, our priorities, what we're about, have really leaned into a lot of that veteran leadership, and I look to continue that role.
You guys are a lot of fun to cover, a lot of fun to get to know. Best of luck this weekend. Best of luck rest of the year.
Thanks, Danny. Hail Southern, GATA.
That's volleyball head coach Chad Willis. We'll take a break, and we'll talk some Georgia Southern football on the road at Nebraska this weekend. Head coach Clay Helton up on the stage. This is Hail Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
You need the best players. You need to keep them safe. And if they do get injured, you need the best occupational medicine services available to make sure that they're back in the game for you and your business. This is Leonard Bevel from Macon Occupational Medicine, and that's exactly what we've been doing for business and industries throughout Georgia since 1990. We outperform others by getting injured workers back to work quicker while maintaining the highest levels of customer satisfaction. The health of your business may depend on us. We're Macon Occupational Medicine.
Did you know that Yancey Rents is a Georgia-owned rental company serving Georgia since 1914? Yancey Rents has excavators, dozers, backhoe loaders, small dump trucks, water trucks, concrete saws, light towers, scissor lifts, and so much more. We've got a huge selection of equipment ready to be rented today. Call 844-YNC-RENT or check us out at yanceyrents.com. With 16 locations around the state and a new expanded lineup of equipment ready to be rented right now, Yancey Rents wants to be your preferred rental supplier in Georgia.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Optum Medical Center Tatnall, we know you're not yourself when even just one part of you is hurt. Optum Medical Center Tatnall in Reedsville provides Eagle Nation with the highest quality care in surgical, hospital, clinical, diagnostic, and therapeutic services. The physician-owned medical center has been named one of America's top 100 best hospitals for joint replacement and is a 5-star recipient for total hip replacement, total knee replacement, and spinal fusion surgery. For more information, visit OptumHealthSystem.com.
Here's to the fans who show up for the game, finding their spot, staking their claim, towing the trailers, hauling the gear. A tradition of tailgating that happens each year. And here's to the truck they drive, the Ford F-150 truck. Power your tailgate like never before with an available ProPower onboard generator. For great offers, see your local Ford dealer today. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Vision, new identity, same battle cry.
Man, what a great day to be an Eagle. Mercy.
It's time to GATA.
Harold Green outside the hash. 10, 5, bye-bye. Jalen White, welcome the young bull all the way home. Thompson, what a tackle at the 10-yard line. How much fun is he to watch?
Listen to Eagles football all season on the Georgia Southern Sports Network from Learfield.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Morris Bank is the presenting sponsor for the 2022 football season. Morris Bank is rooted in Eagle Nation, and most of their leadership team are Georgia Southern alumni. Bleed blue, bank blue. Morris Bank, member FDIC. Hail Southern Live continues from Wild Wing Cafe here in Statesboro after a 1-0 start. 59-7 the victory against the Morgan State Bears at Alan E. Paulson Stadium. Give it up for head coach Clay Helton. Can't give him much better intro than that.
Hail Southern.
A year in the wait to get that win. Yeah. That had to be really, really special.
No, it was. Anytime that the game's away from you and you don't get to walk out with kids you love for over a year, it's special to walk back out there and then to do it in Paulson Stadium, to do it with this community and this fan base and a bunch of kids you love that just fought their butts off. It was special in the locker room. Appreciate Jared handing me the game ball. It was a neat night. 1-0 on the week. We made corrections yesterday, and we put that behind us, and we move on. We're 0-0 again, trying to go 1-0 on the week again.
You know, there was a lot of new on Saturday at Paulson Stadium. The team entrance was brand new. You led them out of the locker room. What was it like to take the field for the first time?
Oh, my gosh, the whole day. I don't know if I slept the night before. I think we all had this energy about us the whole day. And to be able to play at Paulson under the lights, to be able to headbutt Irk walking in the stadium, to walk out with your team, to see the energy that was in the place. That was my first fourth quarter song with the lights out and the kids dancing and having a blast.
That was new too.
And then they go out and the defense plays so well. It doesn't give up a point defensively, and you put up 59 points offensively. It was a good start. A lot to correct, and some corrections made yesterday and for this week for Nebraska. But it was a good opener to get a lot of jitters out of the way for a lot of young kids, and to be able to get that 1-0 under our belt.
You know, even after those first couple of possessions, it was a 3-and-out followed by a punt. You did pick up a couple of first downs on that second drive, but things started to even out a little bit, getting Derwin involved. We just heard his catch, which was number 4 on SC's top 10 yesterday. Caleb Hood did that great catch at the end of the first half, but that play at the end of the first quarter, 28 yards to Jeremy Singleton on the pump and go up the sideline, that seemed like it was where the offense really got into rhythm.
Yeah, when you're a coach, you know how good the kids are and what they're capable of, but they've got to gain that confidence too, and you could just feel them becoming more confident with each play and the chemistry growing with each play. And, by the second quarter, it was like, okay, everybody's caught their breath, and let's go. And I've always thought I'm big in the belief of situational mastery, and I told the kids, part of the most important part of the game is the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half.
Sure.
And for the kids to go out there and to score right before halftime, to make it a 2-score game, come right back out, get a 3-and-out, and be able to score another touchdown within the 4-minute period. And that separated it. And then it was just like, okay, let's go, let's put our foot on the gas. And they did. You look at the scoring difference in the second half and really the flow of the offense, and defensively, I thought it was all night. They started fast. Our goal offensively has got to be to come out of the gate, because as we play even better quality teams, 9 of the 12 bowl teams, you're going to have to start fast. If you wait till the second quarter, they're going to be too far out in front. So that's our area of growth this week and beyond, and I know the kids are up for the task.
504 yards of total offense, 42 second-half points, 28 of that in the fourth quarter. Georgia Southern had not done that in 9 years. We could spend all night talking about just Kyle Vantrease, but he's going to be coming up here in just a little bit, so we'll save it for him. 4 touchdown passes in his debut. But the story with Jeffrey Smith just continued to get better. You give him the first number 0, you put him on scholarship, and then his fumble recovery on the muff punt towards the end of the second quarter. What a moment for him.
Yeah, we made a huge investment in the offseason and in training camp, and our kids really bought in to the importance of special teams. They saw how it can affect games and affect losses and help you win. The other night obviously helped us win. When you're talking about a fumble recovery by Jeff, Najee Thompson, one of the best special teams players are in the country.
He's going to play in the NFL.
Oh my gosh! To make that play on the 2-yard line like he did, even the first punt running right by the kid, and then going, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" They were allowed us to start. Our average field position was a 46-yard line.
That's nuts.
We start at midfield. That was the average. So when that happens, you should put up 59 points. 4 turnovers with that quality of special teams, led by Jeff Smith. That's a big-time night.
6 different players carried the football. Jalen White had his 2 touchdowns. Gerald Green contributed 1. O.J. Arnold, the outstanding freshman, had a touchdown rush and a touchdown catch. 10 different receivers. Georgia Southern hadn't had that since 2009. But the play with O.J. that got you the first score, his first score, and there's a layer to this with Matt Merritt that I'll bring up in a minute. It's the deflected ball that he dives in the end zone on 3rd and goal. And as we were walking out on Saturday, Matt said that O.J. told him that he knew the ball was going to be coming back that way. But as soon as the defender turned around, he did exactly what he'd been coached to do.
Yeah, we always preach when the ball is thrown or the ball breaks the line of scrimmage, no matter who you are, offensive lineman, running back, wide receiver, we run as hard as we can to the ball. And if you go back and watch that play, as soon as it leaves Kyle's hand and it's about halfway there, he takes off running just like he's been coached. And when you do what you're coaching, you play with discipline, good things are bound to happen for you. And that ball gets halfway there, and he even came off the sideline and said, Coach, I knew it was going to be deflection. I knew both of them weren't looking. I really felt like that ball was coming back to me, and because of his art of discipline, really was a big play for him. 2 touchdowns on the night. So proud of the running backs. 4 rushing touchdowns by them. They really set the tone for us in the red zone of 6 to 7 touchdown opportunities down there. 7 for 7 on the night scoring opportunities. So it was a good night for the backs, and OJ led the way.
Take one more timeout, but first, another guy offensively receiving-wise, somebody that came into the season with 2 career catches. We know he had the ability, but Sam Kenderson, 7 grabs, 99 yards. He got all 7 of his targets. Yeah. 2 of those catches went for 20-plus. Just showed you how many weapons Kyle Vantrease truly has in that offense.
Yeah, we said it in the team meeting yesterday, and I actually made a cut-up of Sam, and just to give the team a great lesson that you never know when your opportunity is coming. Yeah. You know, Sam can sulk and say, you know what, I'm not in the starting lineup. I'm the first guy out there. Or you could just practice like a pro each and every day and play the game in practice as fast as you can, and that's what he does. You can't ever see a difference between him as a practice player and him in game. It looks exactly the same. And so there's no surprise to us when he got his opportunity to go out there. All of a sudden you look up and he has 100 yards of receiving. I thought he did that on offense. On defense, Isaac Walker did the exact same thing. You know, he could complain and say, man, I want Dylan Springer's spot. I want Justin Ellen's spot. Or when I get in there, I'm going to make the most of my opportunity and have a sack and have an interception. So those 2 kids, I really felt like coming off the bench really gave us a unique spark, and really there was no production loss, and that's what we look for. When the second group goes out, there shouldn't be any lack of production. Our standard is our standard, and it stays up there, and our execution is our execution. And both those 2 kids are the definition of what we look for.
Lots to talk about when you score 59 points, equally as much when the defense does not give up a touchdown over 14 drives. We'll talk about some of the major players there with 3 interceptions, each coming from a first career player in that instance. And we'll also take a look at this weekend's matchup in Lincoln against those Nebraska Cornhuskers. This is Hail Southern live from Wild Wing in Statesboro on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Your one-stop for all college sports is the Varsity app and the brand new Varsity Network website, thevarsitynetwork.com. Keep up with your favorite teams and the rest of college sports, no matter where you are, with thevarsitynetwork.com. Live and on-demand broadcasts, your favorite college-centric podcasts, with stories and video around college sports and your favorite teams. Be sure to download the Varsity app and check out the brand new Varsity Network website, thevarsitynetwork.com.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
I've been driving trucks for a long time, and safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. Call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Powered by Learfield, this is the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Welcome back to Hail Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank.
Wings up, Eagle Nation! Touchdown, Georgia Southern!
Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now let's return live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Hail Southern Live continues from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. Georgia Power is proud to be a partner with Eagle Athletics. Herc Russell said that our offense is called the Georgia Power Company, and now Georgia Power would like to help you save on your power bill. Visit GeorgiaPower.com to learn more about becoming more energy efficient and saving with their handy energy efficiency tips. We're going to talk a little Eagle defense after the 59-7 victory over Morgan State last weekend. We'll talk about Nebraska a little bit more later on, as well with somebody that was out there last year in quarterback Kyle Vantrease. He played there with his Buffalo Bull squad. A couple of questions for Coach before we move on. Coach, this one came up last week in our debut. Red Dragons back at it again. What was the official flavor of wings leading into the win last week, and will you be repeating that tonight?
They were Buffalo hot, and yes, I will be repeating. I'm a routine-based creature, so yes, it will be the same.
All right, Coach, how do you feel a Saturday for your players when the kickoff isn't until 7:30 Eastern? Granted, 6:30 local, but that's still a pretty big shift.
Yeah, we're routine-based creatures, and we get in the flow. We'll play it like it's 6:30 Central as far as our format. Our first three games are 6:30, and then we go 2:30 at UAB. So this will be very similar to last week. I thought the ability to be able to have an early Thursday practice and give them a little bit of separation before the game really allowed them to get fresh. And we'll do the same thing this week. Obviously, now you include a plane trip. Got a couple guys that be taking their first flight into Nebraska, and their first flight ever. My first trip to Lincoln. I'm so excited about it. Never had the opportunity to compete in that historic place, and looking forward to having that opportunity to go play the game we love in a very rich tradition football program.
That's crazy to me. In 27 years of college coaching, there's somewhere that you have not been.
Yeah, I tell you, this is one of those places you always look forward to having the opportunity. It just hasn't happened. And such a rich, storied program, and to have the honor to go compete against that and is something that I know we're all looking forward to.
Another question coming in on Facebook Live. George asks, what's the main focus this week to achieve a possible win against Nebraska?
For our players, it's going to be to stay humble. 1-0 is done. We're 0-0.
Sure.
Stay hungry, which means let's be real with ourselves. We didn't play perfect last week. Let's identify the issues that we had and our areas of growth, and let's grow as a football team. And then staying consistent to our standard. We have a standard of play that we demand at no matter who's in the game, no matter where we're at, whether it's home or away, whether it's raining, whether it's sunshine, whether it's one person in the stands or a million. It is something that for us, we have a standard that we play by, and we need to be a consistent standard. So now we've got that opportunity to go show that. So there's a lot to be corrected on from last week. I'd love to say, man, 59 points feels great. It does. But when the reality is, as a coach, you're a perfectionist. As a quarterback, you're a perfectionist. And there's still more out there.
Kenny B asking, how are you and Coach Owens feeling about the offensive line and hopefully getting Brian Miller back this week?
Yeah, I thought for the first time putting 2 tackles in that were, really their first major contribution in Rasheem and Griffin. I thought they held up well. There's some things that they need to grow in. We'll see if we get Caleb Kelly back. We'll see if we get Brian Miller back. But those 2 kids, I thought that experience and those reps really allowed them to grow. I thought Rasheem, especially having to go from the left tackle, then he gets shifted over to the right. When Caleb goes down, Griff comes up, and they held their own. The one we gave up one really big fault on the interception, pick 6. That was the left tackle having a physical beat, not an assignment bumps, but a physical beat that led to that interception. Right decision by Kyle. It was the right place to go with the ball. Just ball got hit and flew. But for the first part, I thought the interior veteran guys did a tremendous job. Our tackles will have growth this week, especially if we don't have Brian or Caleb. Then Rasheem and Griff are going to have to go out there and elevate their play even more.
Before we take a break, we'll ask one more question. This one coming in on Twitter from Brooke. This one came up on the press conference earlier today, but how good is Nebraska's rushing attack?
Oh, it's the strength of their football team. 3-headed monster, and it starts with number 10. I think one of our areas of growth defensively is when you looked in that backed up area from 5-yard line in. 3 of the explosive plays, 2 of them were in backed up, and 2 of them came from missed tackle on interior runs that led to allowing them to get out of that backed up area. And so if you do that with these 3 backs, it could be gone. And so we've got to do a tremendous job of being disciplined in our fundamentals and technique and getting the ball on the ground. We did it for the most part the other night, but with these guys, they are home run hitters, and they're extremely strong, strong runners, and we have to do a tremendous job of gang tackling, getting to the ball, all 11 men, and getting it on the ground.
From the guy that just picked up his first victory as Georgia Southern head coach to the guy that messed around and set a school record on Saturday, quarterback Kyle Vantrease is coming up next. This is Hail Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe, presented by Morris Bank on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Here's to the fans who show up for the game, finding their spot, staking their claim, towing the trailers, hauling the gear. A tradition of tailgating that happens each year. And here's to the truck they drive. The Ford F-150 truck. Power your tailgate like never before with an available ProPower onboard generator. For great offers, see your local Ford dealer today. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
At Optum Medical Center Tatnall, we know you're not yourself when even just one part of you is hurt. Optum Medical Center Tatnall in Reedsville provides Eagle Nation with the highest quality care in surgical, hospital, clinical, diagnostic, and therapeutic services. The physician-owned medical center has been named one of America's top 100 best hospitals for joint replacement and is a 5-star recipient for total hip replacement, total knee replacement, and spinal fusion surgery. For more information, visit OptumHealthSystem.com.
You've trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance. All without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Did you know that Yancey Rents is a Georgia-owned rental company serving Georgia since 1914? Yancey Rents has excavators, dozers, backhoe loaders, small dump trucks, water trucks, concrete saws, light towers, scissor lifts, and so much more. We've got a huge selection of equipment ready to be rented today. Call 844-YNC-RENT or check us out at yanceyrents.com. With 16 locations around the state and a new expanded lineup of equipment ready to be rented right now, Yancey Rents wants to be your preferred rental supplier in Georgia.
Hello, welcome to another bank. Please just say what you need help with.
Check my balance.
I heard pay a bill. Is that correct?
When you bank at Morris Bank, you won't be greeted with an automated response system or wonder if you're just another account number, because real relationships make community banking better. Morris Bank and Georgia Southern football were built on the same blue-collar mentality. And at Morris Bank, blue isn't just a part of our ad campaign, it's a part of our DNA. Morris Bank is proud to be the season presenting sponsor of Georgia Southern football. Bleed blue, bank blue. Morris Bank, member FDIC.
You need the best players. You need to keep them safe. And if they do get injured, you need the best occupational medicine services available to make sure that they're back in the game for you and your business. This is Leonard Bevel from Macon Occupational Medicine, and that's exactly what we've been doing for business and industries throughout Georgia since 1990. We outperform others by getting injured workers back to work quicker while maintaining the highest levels of customer satisfaction. The health of your business may depend on us. We're Macon Occupational Medicine.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Looking end zone is at number 4. Jeremy Singleton, he got it. Feet inbound, ball caught, wings up, Eagle Nation. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Vantrease's debut continues to impress. 4 touchdown passes, has just tied a Georgia Southern school record. It is 44-7.
Not only was it 4 touchdown passes, but 4 different receivers, 367 yards through the air, 29 out of 46, a big part of Georgia Southern's 59-7 victory to open the season against Morgan State last Saturday as Hail Southern Live continues. From Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro, presented by Morris Bank on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. We will have Eagle Trivia coming up 8 to 9 p.m., so I would pay close attention this segment for a possible answer during trivia coming up from about 8:15 until 9 o'clock with prizes to give away. May as well talk to the guy that put up those numbers. Eagle Nation, give it up for quarterback Kyle Vantrease.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, of any way you could have drawn it up to make your debut in Statesboro, that had to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything more than a win, to be honest. You know, getting out there at the first time in front of the crowd, in front of Eagle Nation, it was an awesome experience. And to be out there with the brotherhood that we've developed, it was truly an unreal feeling that I'll never forget.
Now, the 29 completions, third most in program history. You hit 10 different receivers. Mm-hmm. Were you realizing how well we were spreading the ball around like that?
Yeah, I mean, not really in the moment of it, because I mean, I don't really look out there and see certain guys. I look out there and I see blue. I see the color that I'm supposed to throw to. I'm not picking certain people out. I'm trying to find the open guy and throw it to him.
Sam Kenderson, 7 for 99. Caleb Hood, 6 for 88. Derwin had the amazing catch that we've already talked about. We heard the highlight, but you didn't get a chance to see that. That came up on the press conference earlier today. You had gotten hit on that play, and of course you didn't realize that it was a one-handed catch. But watching back on the film, your reaction after OJ's touchdown catch, you got to just look at, all right, come on. It had to feel like that kind of night for you.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's better to be lucky than it is to be good, and that's exactly what happened on that play. You know, looking back at it, watching the film, I should have just thrown it to OJ in the first place. But, you know, the ball doesn't lie, so it got there somehow, and, you know. First touchdown as an Eagle, I think it'll be something that a lot of people will remember.
Said a couple of things at the press conference earlier today. You said, regardless of where you are, you don't hear the crowd because you're so locked in.
Yeah.
Do you still feel the crowd?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I feel it, like, especially when I get onto the sideline, I can kind of take it in a little bit. But when I'm out on the field, in between the lines, it's pretty much silent in my head. I don't really hear any loud noises. I just kind of focused on communicating and getting everybody on the same page, and then you know, doing the job that I got to do.
You also said that there's no such thing as outdated knowledge.
Correct.
Do you find yourself hearkening back to lessons learned a long time ago and how you're still applying them, whether it's in football or academics or your just daily life?
Yeah, I mean, I've been, you know, this is my 6th year, so I've played a lot of football, and you know, you just got to take everything, every piece of knowledge that you can, and just absorb it all, and become a sponge to, you know, because you're over your time in college, you're blessed with a lot of opportunities from a knowledge standpoint, because you're taught by so many different teachers, and that's exactly what coaches are, is they're teachers. And I've been blessed to come down here and have a bunch of great teachers that have really invested in me, and looking back on all the experiences that I've had, it would be, dumb for me to take any of that for granted and not take it with me in the future.
You also met a career standard on Saturday. You went over 5,000 career passing yards. It took 367 to do it, but congratulations to you for doing that. We're looking forward to a lot more things like that this year.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, it's just the beginning, so we'll see how this season goes, but I'm excited.
Third career 300-yard passing game. We had talked before that a lot of times at Buffalo you had so many talented running backs with you, and it seemed like a lot of time that's what was featured. You've got a lot of talented running backs here, but it seems like you're really getting the opportunity to show what you can do in an offense that you're very familiar with.
Yeah, no, definitely. At Buffalo, I definitely was blessed with a lot of really good running backs, a lot of really good offensive lines. And you need to run the ball to win championships and to win games. And the run game will eventually set up the pass game. And since I've gotten here, there's been a lot bigger of an emphasis on the pass game, which has been a lot of fun for me because it's something I haven't really done. But like you said, we got great running backs here, great offensive line, and it's just finding ways to get playmakers the ball, whether it's the guys out wide or the guys in the backfield.
I think it was during the second quarter. It was a 3rd down and 3 play where you were supposed to hand off to Jalen. The great pull. This was your only carry of the day. He gets hit, but you end up running for 4 yards. You got the slide. Walk me back through that play. Was that called, or was that just a spur of the moment thing where you felt like that what the opening was going to be?
Yeah, so it was a zone read.
Okay.
And I've done that really all the way back until my freshman year of high school, so I've always been able to do it. Now, I'm not claiming to be a good runner, but if I need to get 4 yards, 3-4 yards, I'll get 3-4 yards.
See, people ask a lot. We know he can throw, but can he run? I think you have a lot better feet than you get credit for, just from watching some of the film.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a little deceptive in the running game. Not fast, but again, I'm a bigger body, I'm 225 pounds, so I can use that to my advantage.
I want to say there was a play from the 2019 season. I want to say Buffalo ran a power sweep, and you were out there as one of the lead blockers. It was a road game. It was one of those Tuesday night MAC games, and I cannot remember exactly who it was. Might have been Northern Illinois, but you were way out front. You were one of the lead blockers in a power sweep. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it was a reverse play. I actually remember it was against Akron, I believe.
Okay.
And I just kind of tried to get in the way of people. I'm not trying to actually get involved with the whole blocking part of it, but I'm just trying to get in their way so they can't make the play.
Very few guys on this team have flown. Very few have been to the state of Nebraska. Of course, you were there last year. You've been asked a lot about this. We talked about this on the National Signing Day edition of Hail Southern Live way back in February. We talked about the punts. We won't belabor that point again, but those couple of days, going out to Lincoln, seeing the Sea of Red, being in front of that kind of game day atmosphere, what do you really remember about that experience?
I mean, first off, great city, great fan base, great team. Really competitive atmosphere and environment. A lot of fun. It's going to be more fun to be to play them at night under the lights, which will be a lot of fun because last year I played them at 12 and it was super hot.
Yeah.
But, really excited to get out there again and to see how we can do on the road.
When you're at home, you're on your own schedule here. Of course, coaches are going to be able to set things, but being on the road when it's a later game, like we talked about with Coach a little bit earlier, how do you keep yourself in rhythm? How do you keep yourself keyed in?
Yeah, that's the hard part about playing night games on a Saturday is because you wake up and you kind of just have the entire day to just be waiting around. But you just kind of got to do things, whether it's take a quick little nap, go to the training room, get in your playbook a little bit, talk to your family, whatever you got to do, just to kind of keep a level head, not get too high, not get too low, not try and psych yourself out. Now, me personally, I've always been just kind of relaxed. I've tried to just be myself. I'm not going to try and be anybody that I'm not. And when it comes game time, that's when I usually kind of get in that zone.
All right, what's on the game day playlist?
Honestly, whatever's being played out loud. I don't really. Again, I'm not one of those guys that likes to go get hyped up. I'm just trying to stay calm, cool, and collected. So.
For this team to go on the road for the first time, you being in your 6th year, you've been to a lot of places, played a lot of games. You're about to make your 28th start this weekend. But what's going to be important for the way this team travels this weekend, being able to conduct themselves the right way and be able to put the right product on the field?
Yeah, that's all. That comes down to culture, and a culture that Coach has instilled in us and that we have upheld to each other. And we have a standard on the team and in this program that if we don't uphold, then we will lose games. And that's how it goes. That's not just this program. That's any program. But if we can, uphold our culture, go up there and do exactly what we're coached to do on and off the field, then we'll have a great trip. Obviously, going on the road, it's a little different, but I like being on the road because you feel like it's your team, it's your guys against the world. And that's exactly what we have to do. We have to embrace that mindset and go out there and start fast and play physical.
You know this. You're going to look in that crowd. It's going to be about 85,000 red and white in the stand, but there's going to be a section of blue and white that's going to be just as loud, if not louder, than those 85,000 people that are making the trip this weekend out to Memorial Stadium. What would you tell them about what it takes to add to that experience?
Well, you just set the bar, so now I'm expecting them to be a little bit louder.
Trust me, you'll hear them.
I'm excited
you will
for
hear
it.
them.
I'm excited for it. But yeah, I mean, just, you know, when it comes to a stadium like that, you just gotta go that extra mile and just stay with us the entire game. It's gonna be a dogfight, but those are the exciting games to watch. And when they're exciting, it gets loud. So.
It's a treat to watch you last weekend. Can't wait to see what else is in store for you and the rest of these guys this year. Congratulations getting to 1-0. Hope it's 2-0 after this weekend.
Thank you.
That's quarterback Kyle Vantrease. When we come back, we'll talk about those Nebraska Cornhuskers with head coach Clay Helton. This is Hail Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe, presented by Morris Bank on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready.
Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Vision, new identity, same battle cry.
Man, what a great day to be an Eagle. Mercy!
It's time to GATA.
Gerald Green outside the hash. 10, 5, bye-bye. Jalen White, welcome the young bull all the way home. Dougie Thompson, what a tackle at the 10-yard line. How much fun is he to watch?
Listen to Eagles football all season on the Georgia Southern Sports Network from Learfield.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens. Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit InsureKidsNow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Powered by Learfield, this is the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Welcome back to Hail Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank.
Wings up, Eagle Nation! Touchdown, Georgia Southern!
Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now let's return live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Less than 10 minutes left on this week's edition of Hail Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro, presented by Morris Bank on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. Eagle Trivia coming up in about 20 minutes from now. 3 rounds just like last week, so stick around, chance to win some great prizes. Coach, we're going on the road for the first time this year. Lincoln, Nebraska Memorial Stadium against the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and that means another opportunity to fly out of Savannah, your favorite Savannah Hilton Head International Airport.
The easiest airport in the country.
In it, though?
In and out of. I've never seen where you can just drive up and there's a valet waiting for you if you want. It's amazing. After LAX for 12 years, you fly to Savannah. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like Christmas.
Yeah, I don't wish that evil on anybody.
No, it's very nice to be able to get there.
Savannah Hilton Head International Airport and the Savannah Airport Commission. You can visit them online at flysav.com before your next trip. We've talked a little about the Cornhuskers already. Lost their season opening game over in Ireland at Aviva Stadium to Northwestern. Competitive game. They blew 2 11-point leads in a 31-28 final decision. Bounced back last week against FCS North Dakota 38-17, but even so, that was a game that was tied 17-17 in the third quarter.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things I think that you see with that football team, there's tremendous talent across the board, but anytime you bring in the number of newcomers that they have, especially transfer kids, there's a chemistry that's got to be developed, and you see the talent level at running back. You see it on the outside. Obviously, having a new quarterback that is extremely athletic and arm talented, you just feel a team that's ready to explode, and we've got to do our best to make sure that we live up to our standard and be able to focus on us and doing our job. But you're looking at a bunch that at running back, like we talked about, is extremely talented. Defensively plays really sound football, a very experienced group on defense. And they've played good special teams. They just haven't found the way yet to get over the top in the close games against really quality opponents over the last couple of years. And you know that's coming for them because Scott Frost is a good coach.
Yeah, the running back comes up a lot in regards to these Huskers. First year, Anthony Grant, 5'11", 200 pounds. Ironically, out of Buford High School, began his career as a 3-star recruit at Florida State, bounced around a little bit, but he was the #1 junior college running back last year, National Offensive Player of the Year with nearly 1,800 yards rushing. He comes in with 290 yards in his first 2 games. That's third best in the country, nearly 7 yards per carry so far. You referenced quarterback Casey Thompson, the transfer out of Texas. Now it is 2 games, but he's already thrown for 548. That's #1 in the Big Ten. That's also third most in the country so far.
Yeah, they, like I said, offensively they have weapons across the board. It starts with their running game. You have to be able to get the ball on the ground. They have a physical style running game. They force you, to make decisions, to load the box, and then they have the weapons, and obviously Casey is a talented arm that can get it to him. So, not only do you have to play great defense, but you're going to have to match them. They're going to get theirs. Sure. That's obvious. They played a tremendous Northwestern defense. It's always been great under Pat Fitzgerald, and was able to really be in a very close game with them, a high-scoring game. So we're going to not only have to play great defense, we're going to have to match offensively that expertise.
How much did you and Scott Frost overlap while you were at USC and he was an assistant at Oregon?
Yeah, we competed a bunch against each other, especially when he was there with Chip, and you always knew that group, that offensive-minded group was really special. And you knew Scott was going to be a head coach. And then to see what he did at Central Florida, I mean, we used to go study that film about what they were doing. They were one of the most prolific offenses in college over 2 to 3 years, and obviously having that undefeated season they did. You know what type of coach he is, and he's producing a program that I think people are going to look up and go, wow, that's a talented football team. They'll continue to improve each and every game, and it's our job for us to continue to improve. And we need to play a very disciplined game, this game in every phase, and look up and be in the groove of being able to put points on the board, get them off the field, and look up and say, hey, fourth quarter, we're in another one of those games, close games with it.
One of the major storylines from Lincoln during the offseason was Coach Frost almost not coming back for another season. He's taken the CEO role. He brought in Mark Whipple to run his offense. He's more of a pass guy. The offense with Kenny Pickett at Pitt last year, he won the Unitas Award. but they ran the ball a lot more in the second half of that victory against North Dakota. So knowing that Casey Thompson's got the arm talent, but they've got all those talented running backs in regards to discipline, how much more important is that with a team that can do both really well?
Oh, definitely. I mean, they keep you off balance. I really think what's going to be important, just like you saw last week, I thought we did a tremendous job on first down in the run game when Morgan State was trying to run the ball. You look up, it was 2nd and 9, 2nd and 11. They were in passing situations, and you look up, and now it's 3rd down, and because it's 3rd and long, you're 2 of 17 on the day for 15% 3rd down efficiency. So, that's huge. And if you win 3rd down by playing great on the early downs, 1st and 2nd down, and that's what our defense did. So we're going to need to really do a great job of stopping the run on early downs, and then try to hold a really talented quarterback. He's going to get his yards, but try not to limit the scoring opportunities that they have.
Now, when Georgia Southern's offense is on the field, you're going to have to deal with 2 really talented edge rushers. Captain Garrett Nelson, one of the best leaders, according to Scott Frost, that he has had in his 5 years out there. But the guy on the other side out of TCU, the transfer, O'Shawn Mathis, 26 sacks there over the course of his 3 years. It's not just one to be able to worry about him, but somebody else on the other side, too.
Well, they really have 4, and don't forget about Caleb Tanner, because, number 2 really had a unbelievable game last game. So they have some NFL pass rushers that we're going to have to contend with schematically, as well as winning our one-on-one battles out at tackle. And so we've been game planning all the way until I walked into this restaurant, and we're going to go right back to game plan as soon as I leave.
When you've got to play half your schedule on the road, but all of those venues are different, how do you get your team comfortable in a place that you're only going to be for a few hours?
Well, you dream about these opportunities. This is why you come to Georgia Southern. You want to play in big games. And to have the opportunity to play Nebraska at their place, an unbelievable quality team, and a historic venue, you really don't have to get kids up for that. You try to ease their mind and try to get that nervous energy out early and be able to walk in that place and say, hey, we don't got to be here. We get to be in this environment. And I know our kids are excited for it.
Coach, 1-0 was great last week. Best of luck getting to 2-0 this week. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it.
For Chad Willis, for Kyle Vantrease, for head coach Clay Helton, Danny Reed signing off from Wild Wing Cafe. Eagle Trivia coming up next till 9 p.m. We'll talk to you Saturday from Lincoln on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Been listening to Hail Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank on the Georgia Southern